Welcome to the 90th Annual Santa Fe Trail Day celebration. As you know, this is a celebration of our history and heritage from the year 1822 to 1880. Many different people were part of the history of our trade route from Missouri to Mexico. Their journey followed the trail of the buffalo along the Arkansas River, and Los Animas is part of that history. My name is Mia Quintana, and I am the 2023 Santa Fe Trail Day Queen, and I was chosen when I was a freshman. I'm honored to be here today to finalize my reign and watch these candidates compete. 4 queen candidates are nominated at the beginning of each year by the students to represent their classes of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. They meet with their parents on event coordinator to begin their preparations at the first of the year. From then on, they work individually to prepare their costumes and parade transportation. Before spring break, candidates are given questions regarding the Santa Fe Trail to research and study for the interview. The one question that you know will be asked will be to describe your dress and then you will be asked appropriate questions related to the history of the trail. It is from this knowledge, poise, and presentation that one candidate is chosen to be queen. Each candidate rides in the parade and makes a grand walk during square dance competition. The much-awaited announcement of the 2024 Queen will be made during the presentation of awards after square dancing this afternoon. For many years now, the interview format has been used to judge the Queen candidates and is open to the public. We hope you enjoy listening to our history come alive. All of these candidates have put a lot of time and effort into their presentations. Please make them feel comfortable and give them your respect. They are all queens in my opinion, and are honored to receive the designation from their classes. Each year, an impartial panel of judges who represent different areas of expertise are secured. This year, I would like to introduce to you Bernie Alvarez. Mrs. Alvarez is from Springfield, Colorado, and it is an honor to have her here today. Her judging expertise is extensive. It includes judging the Fiesta Queen contest at the Colorado State Fair, as well as she has been here with us on Santa Fe Trail Day for many years. Next is Connie Childers. Mrs. Childers is from Alamosa, Colorado. She is an alumnus of Los Animas High School and has been an avid supporter of Santa Fe Trail Day and the students for many years. She is familiar with the Queen contest and its requirements. Last, Tammy Hetrick. Mrs. Hetrick comes to us from Walsh, and she has helped us on our judging panel for several years. She enjoys history and it is a big supporter of youth programs. We are fortunate to have our judges on our panel today.
Thank you.
So our first candidate is Isabella Martinez. She is the freshman candidate and is the daughter of Zach and Kimberly Atkins and Santana Martinez. She is wearing a dress similar to one of Josefa Jaramillo Carson would have worn.
Hi.
So,
Okay. Describe your costume in detail. Explain why it's authentic to the time period when it would have been worn and why you as a woman would have been traveling the Santa Fe Trail at that time. Please explain your accessories as well.
My dress is similar to what Josefa Maria Jaramillo Carson would have worn in Boggsville with her husband, Kit Carson. The underskirt, the pantalette, or the draws are easy and accessible for her to do any business that she needed and go from the waist to the knee that ensure modesty. The corset top ensures the tightness of the waist. The petticoat fluffs out the skirt, and then the top extends from the shoulders to the waist. The umbrella ensures shade and can also be used as a fan on the summer days.
All right.
These shoes are just the popular style that many women wear.
Give a brief history of Fort Lyon and its association with the Santa Fe Trail.
Fort Lyon was used as a way station and was also a army base for the U.S. Army when the attack or the Sand Creek Massacre, many of them were stationed there. And yeah.
What part did the Mexican people of New Mexico have in the development of and the use of the Santa Fe Trail?
They were allotted way more trades with the opening of it, and they had their more necessities, and they just had a lot more usage of it to go there and back since they were freed from Spain.
What to you was the most fascinating thing that you learned about the Santa Fe Trail or local history as you studied for this contest?
I liked learning about the women of Boggsville. Many of them were not of American descent. They were either Spanish or Native American. They all included their cultures into how they lived out there, and they would take care of their kids and their families and their animals if they had any.
Very good.
Very good. So now, who was your husband?
Kit Carson.
How did you meet him?
Well, he was on the trail.
You must have caught his eye. And I can understand. Very good.
Thank you.
We have Alicia Dethridge. She is the senior candidate and is the daughter of Amy Smith and Adam Dethridge. She is portraying Mary Donahoe.
So would you describe your costume in detail, explaining why it is authentic to the time period and when it would have been worn, and why you as a woman would have been traveling the Santa Fe Trail at the time? Please make sure you explain your accessories as well.
So this is the dress I made to portray Mary Donahoe. It is a light blue with white floral details. The color of the dress would have been dyed using an indigo flower or woad flower. Woad flower is a yellow flower that when you extract it, it turns blue, and you can use the extraction to dye material blue. I have long sleeves with white cuffs and a white collar. The white sleeves would have been used to protect me from the sun and bugs while traveling. My skirt is long enough to cover up my boots, but not long enough to drag on the ground to avoid getting caught in vegetation or in the mud or damp ground. My apron is white to pair with my cuffs and my collar, and it is to protect my dress from getting dirty because I wouldn't have had many dresses. Maybe a couple for traveling and then one fancy dress if I really needed it. And my bonnet is to help keep my hair up and protect my head from the sun. It also is big enough so that I can have airflow. And my coin purse was for me to carry some coins and a handkerchief if I needed it.
I'm sorry, you said you made your dress?
Yeah, I made my dress.
Holy Hannah, that's nice.
I know, I was like going, wow.
All right. Okay, give a brief history of Fort Lyon and its association with the Santa Fe Trail.
The Fort Lyon was a big part of the Santa Fe Trail history. It was used as a way station all along the trail, and it also served as a rest stop for travelers and as a base for Army patrols. Fort Lyon was open from 1860 to 1867, and then there was a large flood that had eventually come in and took out most of the buildings, and then later on the Fort Lyon was opened as a hospital.
What part did the Mexican people of New Mexico have in the development of and the use of the Santa Fe Trail, and how did you interact with them?
So out of jealousy, the Spain people protected their borders of their Mexican colony. They prohibited manufacturing and international trade. Missourians and other travelers that had visited Santa Fe starved of those manufactured goods and supplies. And the Mexican people took over the,
Just relax. It's
Yeah, just,
okay.
yeah, you're
Just
great.
relax.
You're doing
Just
very good.
relax.
Your knowledge is
I know,
amazing.
and it doesn't help with all of us staring
Right.
at you too.
They eventually took over the Spain rule of no trading with Americans, and they were able to open up the gate to trade, and the Santa Fe Trail boomed. They also strengthened the trail, and they were able to trade more and then continue on trading and opening up new ways to sell things for the Mexican and American people.
Good job. What to you was the most fascinating thing you learned about the Santa Fe Trail or local history as you studied for this contest?
The most important thing that I think I learned, or interesting thing, was how many people had traveled along it. So from 1821 to 1846, it was used as an international highway for Mexican and American traders. And then in 1846, the American military used it to take over, start the American and Mexican War, and start the westward expansion. It was also used as a mail delivery route, and I thought that was pretty cool. The trail also saw a lot of immigrants who were looking for gold, especially during the California Gold Rush and the Pikes Peak Gold Rush in Colorado. And Prower, she was someone who lived at Boggsville. She was very fluent in Cheyenne, Spanish, and American, or English, but she wasn't literate. She wasn't able to read.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to come here. I want to see this dress. This is absolutely amazing. Have you been sewing for a long time?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you do this in 4-H?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, turn. You did your darts so beautifully. I am so impressed. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have S.B. Marlowe. She is the junior candidate and is the daughter of Marcus Marlowe and Melissa and Cody Tiley. S.B. is portraying Teresita Sandoval.
Hello. Describe your costume in detail. Explain why it is authentic to the time period, when it would have been worn, and why you as a woman would have been traveling the Santa Fe Trail at the time. Please explain your accessories as well.
So my first layer is a undergarment called a chemise. They would have worn this just to cover their other undergarments. And it was typically made of more of a linen or a cotton. The next layer would be your over. It is a long sleeve camisa. The women on the trail wore a camisa, and that was long sleeve to protect them from the sun, bugs, and any other bad weather. The next layer is a pocket that women wore to carry their personal belongings. It ties around your waist and is easily accessible from your skirt. The next is a skirt. It has two ties, one that ties from the back and one that ties from the front. It was typically dyed linen. Many had different colors, and Teresita had red. The next over my shoulders is a rebozo. They use these for many different things. Some women use them to support them during their pregnancy, to either support their stomach or to hold children. They also used it to keep them warm if it was cold, or to protect their head and face from the heat. My next is my shoes. They would have worn tall lace-up boots to protect their feet from anything that was on the ground and to keep them from getting mud. This bucket was used to tote around different items, as well as water, dirt, and anything she needed.
Right, so give us.
Right, give a brief, I keep saying that wrong. Give a brief history of Fort Lyon and its association with the Santa Fe Trail.
So Fort Lyon has been present from 1867 all the way till present. It has had different uses. So when back in 1867, when the Santa Fe Trail was active, the Native Americans used it for a a spot to stay, as well as from 1860 to 1870, the black Buffalo Soldiers used it as an area to stay while they were doing their in-between war. They stayed there, and they also used it as a main trading post.
What part did the Mexican people of New Mexico have in the development of and the use of the Santa Fe Trail?
So the Mexican people, Mr. William Becknell traded with the Mexican people. So he would load up goods and travel down to Mexico, and he would trade those goods for Mexican currency and brought back that Mexican currency to rebuild the Mississippi economy, because the economy was crashing in Mississippi.
What to you was the most fascinating thing you learned about the Santa Fe Trail or local history as you studied for this contest?
As I was studying, there was a lot of things that we had to look up, obviously, because there was a lot of questions. I think the most fascinating thing that I was able to look at was just how much we don't know, and how much these people like Kit Carson, Thomas Boggs, William Becknell, these people all built our area, and a lot of kids don't even know about it. And I also think it is so crazy. I learned that we are very few people who still celebrate Santa Fe Trail, and no other schools do it. And so I think it's really important that we keep our tradition going, so that way we can just keep it alive.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did you make your outfit, or did you?
I actually was able to use a resource of Bensold Fort. We were quite unsure if they were going to still be participating after all of their change, and they were so excited to be helping and to have more people in. So
I like your outfit.
I like it.
that.
Thank
I like
you.
the under, like you, the,
I loved that it was a two-tie skirt. It was so convenient.
Yes.
Because they used it because it was a lot more adjustable than just a one-tie, and it stays so much nicer.
you have to deal with buttons either.
No buttons.
So now you can be pregnant and not have to adjust.
I know, yeah.
Wow.
They wouldn't even know you were pregnant until you were full on.
Yeah.
That's good, so
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
it. Thank you.
Turn your turn too. I like the way you did your hair too.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
very appropriate. I noticed that earlier,
I love
so
that.
very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our final candidate is Alexis Greenbank. She is the sophomore candidate and is the daughter of Tanya and Nick Netherton and Patrick Greenbank. She is portraying Owl Woman.
Go ahead. You did the more.
Great. Describe your costume in detail, explaining why it is authentic to the time period, when it would have been worn, and why you as a woman would have been traveling the Santa Fe Trail at that time. Please explain your accessories as well.
Okay, so I'm Alexis Greenbank and I'm portraying Owl Woman, and they would be wearing this to travel the trail, and she'd be wearing this to stay cool, and she'd be wearing the moccasins to keep her. She'd be wearing the moccasins to protect her feet, but to also feel on the ground, and they'd be wearing this in that time to travel the trail. And so this is it's a medicine bag, and it's made out of a badger hide, and inside of it is it's a pipe. It's made out of bone, a rabbit fur, leather, and a piece of tree, a stick. This is another type of pipe. It's made out of rock. And this is a fire starter. And this is steel and flint. And this is a fabric that they would use to help catch the to help catch on fire, to start the fire.
So no room for a cell phone in that? All right. Can you give a brief history of Fort Lyon and its association with the Santa Fe Trail?
So, Fort Lyon was used as a U.S. base, and it was also used for, it's also used as a rest area for the white settlers and anybody else who traveled the trail.
What part did the Mexican people in New Mexico have in the development of and the use of the Santa Fe Trail?
They used the trail to, move their citizens more north to the United States, and they used it for water.
What to you was the most fascinating thing you learned about the Santa Fe Trail or local history as you studied for this contest?
The most fascinating thing I learned about this was about my person. She was very interesting. She was married to William Bent, which is the founder of Bent's Fort, and she was the daughter. She was the daughter of a powerful tribe leader of the Cheyennes, which his name was White Thunder, and she was also a big part of helping the white citizens, or the white settlers and the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes be close. Yeah. Are there any more questions?
I guess I am a little curious, the pipes, would that be a normal thing for an Indian woman to have, or would she have been carrying that for like use for the men?
She would be carrying it for use of the men, for the men.
Figures women's always have to take care of the guys. Just saying. No offense, men.
I get it, or take care of ourselves.
Very good. I like it. I love it. Did you have any part of making any of this?
I didn't.
Okay.
I got this from Linda Bourne, and I got the rest from the museum, the Benton County Museum.
Wow, that is so nice of them.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, I'm glad she got it, 'cause I didn't catch this one again.
Where are you?
Go ahead and read your thing.
All right. In 2019, the Santa Fe Trail Committee was presented with the idea of having a king competition. The students thought long and hard about adding this event. They decided to do it and have worked on it for a full year to make sure it was worthy tradition to add. It is, geez, I am bad at this. It is mirrored as closely as possible to the requirements of the Queen contest with an added twist. The candidates are here the morning to tell you about the costume as the Queen told you about their dresses, but they will not be answering history questions. Instead, on Wednesday afternoons, they competed in frontier skill contests. Each candidate had to compete against each other in tomahawk throwing, shooting a bow, and arrow muzzle loading, and making a possibles bag. I freaking butchered that. Those skills were randomly drawn from a list just the same as the Queen questions are. Please enjoy the Santa Fe Trail Day Frontier Kings as they tell about their costumes. The candidates drew from in order to decide who presented today, and I would like to introduce you to our first candidate, Nate Garcia. He's a sophomore candidate and the son of these names, dude. Apolinaria, Paul Garcia, and Miranda Martinez. He's patrolling the last Cuajada Comanche chief. So.
Nice. Hi, Nate.
So I'm portraying Quanah Parker, the last Cuajada Apache Indian chief. As you can see by my outfit, this is what he would have worn while walking around in his little tribal area. Cuajada was most important to the trail because he would have given settlers a rough time traveling, he burned a lot of their camps, a lot of their wagons, and stole goods from them. And he would travel the trail, not specifically picking out certain settlers, but attacking anyone who he would have figured as a threat to the Apache tribe, or the Quahada Apache tribe. The moccasins that I wear on my feet are made of elk skin, and the native and indigenous people, not just the Apaches or Comanches or anybody else who was on the trail, would have worn these to feel around their surroundings and to still protect their feet from cactuses and sharp rocks. The outfit that I wear, the pants and the legs, are to keep me warm from wind and other things. And this is just one outfit that he would have worn, and it's not his everyday outfit. This is an outfit that he would have worn specifically for any special events or anything like that. And it is made of buckskin, and it is very hot. The headdress that I wear is made to respect Quahada, as he was a chief, and the feathers are not just randomly placed. Every feather has a meaning. These top feathers is his accomplishment. These side feathers are family and community. And these feathers are his story and journey that he would have worn to get this headdress. And the beads are not just randomly placed either, and each color has a different meaning. Red being bravery and strength, white and yellow, learning, blue meaning wisdom and knowledge, and green, which isn't on here, but he would regularly have green, which is harmony, and I forget what the other one is. And it is made of, it was usually made of buffalo, quill, eagle feathers, fur, and other things. And a lot of this was made by the women of the indigenous tribe, as he, not just specifically him, but a lot of the other Apache indigenous people would have brought, the indigenous Apache people, men would have brought the women the buckskin or the buffalo to give to them to create. Quanah Parker was also highly respected at this time when he became the last chief of the Quahada people. Quahada, I believe I said this, but Quahada didn't necessarily travel the trail. He mainly stood and resided in Oklahoma for most of the trail, and eventually would get sent off to a reservation with a bunch of the other Apache indigenous people, and would eventually die on the reservation in 1906.
Very good.
Wow. I have a quick question. Your hair is very cool. Now, would this been something he would have also
Yes,
done?
he would have done 2 side braids like this, but a lot bigger. Mine are just really small.
Very good.
Yes,
Yeah,
very good.
I like that.
I really like that.
Did you make your outfit, or did you have help with?
I had a lot of help with my outfit.
That's very cool though.
Yeah, I didn't just hand make this. Oh, one other thing on the moccasins. They would decorate the moccasins. These ones have buttons on them, but a lot of them would have beads or I forget what they're called, but for ceremonial dances, they would get beads to make noise.
Shaker gas. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, you
That's
basically
what he
did.
did. Yeah.
Okay,
They're already
alrighty.
prepared. So.
Yeah, thank you, that was
Great.
awesome.
Hey, give us a few minutes and we'll do that.
I'd like to introduce Cordell Reese. He's a senior candidate and the son of Miranda Garcia. He's portraying a cowboy on the plains. So.
So my outfit is, so I got my leggings on, protect my legs from going through tough terrain with trees and thorns and everything. And then slicker keeps the rain off me, keeps me dry underneath all my clothing. And then just really sheds all the water off everything. The hat protects my head, my ears from getting sunburnt and saves me from keeping stuff out of my face, basically. And the shirt underneath is just a pearl snap shirt, kind of like something what they would wear back then, other than the pearl snaps.
Why don't you tell us about
Oh, the spurs.
the spurs and what's on your feet too?
Right, so the boots are just mainly like a traditional. Most of the time back then they used to wear like the pointed toe boots. They didn't have the square toes that I know of, anyways. But this boots, they were just a traditional cowboy wear. Everyone that rode the horse wore them. The spurs, it's for my horse. So whenever you're riding along, in case your horse gets a little tired or something, you can have a little something else to keep you going.
Do you know like what your items are made out of or anything like that, as far as your shafts or your?
Just leather out of pretty much all of it. It's all there.
Tell us a little bit more about your character and what he would do.
Well, I didn't really have like a character. I just chose like a cowboy on the trail, but kind of it just went off of what I thought would go with it, and kind of threw 2 and 2 together with the sombrero and the outfit.
You look good.
Yeah, you do. I do like that. I like the hat.
I was like,
The hat is amazing. Yeah, that is just awesome. So,
Thank you.
are you sweltering on all of that?
Yeah.
I bet. However, if it was December and you were on a trail, you would be like happy.
Yeah.
So, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do better from last year.
Huh?
Do better from my public speaking from last year.
You have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Didn't cuss yet. So far at least. Third and last candidate, I'd like to introduce you guys to Jesus Aguilar. He's a junior candidate, and he is the son of Gilberto and Lucia Aguilar. Jesus is portraying a Mexican vaquero. So. Gotta see his billboard ears.
Good evening. My name is One-Eyed Juan. I tell you guys why they call me a One-Eyed Juan. Just let him speak for himself. My sombrero keeps me shade when I'm riding broncs, and then my bufanda keeps me warm in the winter and then keeps the sweat off of me in the summer. And my chaps, I ride these in the trail, they keep my legs, and then whenever I'm riding broncs, they keep my legs warm if it's cold outside. My serape, I usually just wear it in the winter, it's cold, and when I'm on the trails in the summer, I can sleep on it. Then my canvas shirt here keeps me cool in summer. And then I wear a camisa under here. It's nice fabric. And then I was fortunate enough to own pantalones. The Bent Brothers bought them for me because I did a lot of work for them breaking broncs. And then my espuelas, that's the spurs. They keep me staying on the horse, and if they're acting up, just give it to them. Then, got $2 silver. I put them in my stirrup right here, and they say I'm the best of the best, so I've never lost these when I'm riding. Breaking colts for them Bent Brothers. I'm originally from Mexico. My second language is English, but I was fortunate enough to Band Brothers have a translator, my compadre Jesus Elva. He teach me how to speak English, so I appreciate him a lot. And then I'm a little higher up than all the other Mexican laborers because I do all their horses. So they'll sell them, train them for stuff. So they kind of treat me a little better. That's why they bought me those jeans. Nice spurs here. And then my bufanda here. I was in Santa Fe, and the senorita gave it to me with my pink rope. So I wear it every day. It reminds me of her. Yeah, but that's it. So, yep. Thank you, guys.
So how often do you get to go back and see this little senorita?
Well, about once a month.
That's not bad.
She washes it for me, and then she usually got another pink rope for me every time I go see her. Spoils me.
Nice.
She does.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I will see you guys later. I gotta go over there to Santa Fe to see my lady.
Over, and the judges will score, and we will find out the winner after square dancing. You are free to leave.
Maybe,